one of the tastiest things ever because it's a fucking potato inside of a thick little dumpling wrapper. Of course, it's gonna fucking taste good. It's
Have you
potato.
ever had potato candy?
Yep.
I have, and I love them.
It's get me away from it because I will devour that shit.
Naturally coming from the Irishman.
I,
Snorty.
Well, yes, I am,
I
but
didn't,
not as much as I thought I was, but I am.
dude, I didn't fucking realize that, being connected to like the other parts of your ethnicity or your ethnic fucking background would make people think you are so weird for the foods you eat.
The one background I
Like,
mentioned, nobody has believed me on, but my
which
grandmother
background?
has confirmed it.
Which background?
Cherokee Native, 5% or less, is what I've been told.
It's still
Because
a pretty decent
I
amount.
don't look it at all. I am pastel white. I have blue eyes. I do not look like one. But yeah, I've been told I am that.
I feel like if people look at me, you can tell by at least a few features that I have, at the very least, German in me.
I
I have a joke,
forget
but
how.
I will
Hmm?
not speak it out.
I like how you have to sing to yourself to not make a joke. It is one of the best things ever.
What were you thinking, sir?
I had a joke, but I said no.
Okay. You bitched out's what you're saying.
I said
I'm
Oh,
kidding. I'm
he's
no.
trying to be respectful.
I'm
He's trying to
kidding.
be a respectful human.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just yanking your chain, man.
What yanking anything of mine? I don't like to be yanked.
Someone else
Not
beg to
in that
differ.
way. It's just, I
But
don't
I
know,
was
you
I
horny
was
bastard.
explaining to my best friend the other day, like we get into the conversation of essentially how fucking white we are ethnically. At the very least, once or twice every 2 weeks or so.
Hmm.
Yeah.
More so me, because I'm a fucking fat ass and I like food from different parts of my ethnic background. I just like food. I like making food, giving people food. I just like food.
You and my grandmother get along
But
just fine. Because that's all she
but
does.
99% of the foods that I crave or want to feed people, not American. So they're deemed a little bit funky. And I thought that they were pretty fucking normal until I started talking to people who prefer American food over like German, Irish, Polish, and
You made liver
Danish.
cakes?
Huh?
You ever made a liver cake?
No. I still have an issue with liver.
I never,
The
no.
smell, the smell throws me off.
My grandfather made me try it when I was a little kid. Never again.
And just getting back to like
Jeez.
the grandmothers giving like making food and you taking it home. Is that just everyone's grandmother at this
That's
point?
mine. That she does that
Like,
Yes.
still for us,
like,
and we're adults now.
don't you like? Okay, thank God I'm not alone in that. Because I have lost count of how many times I have had one of my grandmothers to help her with something, which I do help if I can make it. If I don't, I
Yeah.
make them. Um, I I only got done with the project like way earlier than I thought. She handed me just a plate full of brownies, cookies, and God knows what else.
No, my grandma Linda, she would always have like the stereotypical like grandma candy bowls out for us with like the little chocolate bars or like the hard candies.
Could
Mm.
I would very consistently steal the butterscotch candies. I fucking love butterscotch candies, and she knew that, so I would get almost all of those.
My grandmother
And
makes
she would
homemade
have
truffles for
like,
Christmas.
chocolate chip cookies or something like that out.
Yes.
And then my grandma Dorothy, my grandma Norton, um, she is or was slash is uh Ger- German German lady, German and Polish lady.
Oh,
So her idea of giving you a snack was Making you like legit making you like fried potatoes and onions, or one of our favorite snacks, and try your hardest not to judge. One of our favorite snacks to eat together was literally just making hard-boiled eggs and covering them in salt and eating them.
No, that's nowhere close as bad as my grandfather.
Or or we would eat sardines and mustard sauce on crackers.
Yep.
Well, my grandfather's favorite, one of his favorite things I remember was onion and mayo sandwich.
Oh,
Just straight up raw onions,
the
mayo on
heartburn.
toast.
The heartburn alone.
He would just eat it. He'd just
Oh.
have onions around. He'd just
Good.
eat them
Yeah.
like there were apples. He loved onions.
I mean, I wouldn't take like a big onion and eat it, but you know those like those bulb onions? Well, essentially like the green onions, but they have like still like the little bulb on the end.
Yes.
We would take those out of the garden and just kind of eat them because they were sweet since they weren't like full fucking just like white or red onions or yellow onions or anything like that. They were just like they almost looked like shallots, but obviously they weren't. They were literally just bulb onions,
What the fuck
and
did
we
you
would just
say,
chill
Jack?
chill and eat those.
Oh no.
I mean, our breath would smell like nobody's fucking business, but good snack.
You good, Tom?
Just watching the fucking meme
Oh.
you sent me.
But the stuff that I crave for snacks on a very consistent basis, I didn't realize was weird until I had a conversation with my best friend about it.
I mean, I used to snack on croutons a lot.
Now, one of my favorite snacks is pickled herring, which is fish. Pickled raw
Yeah.
fish. Specifically the ones that are pickled in wine sauce. I love the ones that are pickled in wine
Okay.
sauce.
What?
Hmm.
Nothing.
Okay, you just said what, so it's like a...
I thought you were questioning the noise I made.
No.
Oh, perfect. Good, that was the point.
It's not like my dad, my stepmom, where she's Mexican and he's not, so he makes German food and she makes Mexican food, and in half the time they mess up each other's dinner.
Oh my god. I don't know what they put in Mexican food.
Oh, my stepmom's traditional with that shit.
Oh my god. So there is a restaurant my family goes to in Cedar Falls called Rancho Chico's.
Mm-hmm.
It's a family run Mexican restaurant. They all they're all from that area. They're all they're native to Mexico, and they're all legal citizens. They're all doing it. Everything's nice. But their margarita, I swear, it is top shelf tequila.
Just don't drink too much of it.
I've had to drive my father home.
The thing with alcohol I learned, vodka and tequila, don't fuck around with that shit.
Ugh.
Especially if you buy cheap vodka like I used to.
Or like my sister with the sink.
Fuck vodka.
It's not as bad as my sister and her husband of edibles.
That is sketchy.
I've only fucked around with edibles twice. Never again.
They did one time, and my dad had to babysit them until like from midnight all the way to the next morning because they couldn't do it.
They were greened out. Or what you
Well,
call it? They
I
were
think
too high.
my brother-in-law threw up, or you got
Yeah, when you're too high, it's called you're greened out, and that's
Yep.
when you start throwing up your fucking guts and everything.
Mm-hmm. Because you are overusing that drug.
Okay.
We're
It's not
overusing it to the-
overusing. It's purely just consuming too much of an amount at a short time.
Oh, yeah.
Don't just Don't be an idiot. Just accept it and say I fucked up.
I'm an idiot. I know that, Tom.
I'm trying to teach you how to
I have done
fucking.
that both fucking times. My stupid ass didn't fucking read the package on the first one. That was fucked.
Well, you
On
gotta
the
read the
second one, and on the second one, I just gave up on trying to cut the little fucker in half, put it all in, and
That's
threw up
usually
for the
when
next.
all hell breaks loose, is when you say fucking have the whole thing, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I threw up for the next 2 hours and then took a really long nap.
I mean, the worst I've gotten when it's come to marijuana has not been greening out. I have not discovered what that is yet. I'd rather not learn.
It sucks ass, dude. It fucking sucks.
I mean, I will admit I have smoked a fair amount in my 2 years of smoking, but yet again, now it's just on and off with my bong or just a pen. That's all it is for me now.
Well, not as bad as a certain individual I know.
Who?
I blame myself for this.
Let's just say he's not well liked.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Now, as a coping mechanism, I started doing that shit when I was around, like, I want to say 10.
You fucking start smoking pot at 10.
Do I need to explain my entire... It's better than me starting to have a fucking pill addiction.
Well, that's true. I mean,
That's how my ex was, and that shit's not... that shit sucks.
your
I had
ex
a
was
pill
addicted to
addiction.
pills.
I had a
She
pill
was.
addiction from ages, like, 9 to fucking... I think I was 17 when I finally stopped.
Damn.
Pills are hard to get off of. I mean, my mom is still ODing on her freaking medications as it is, and way overdoing it.
More goodness for engine.
Yeah, and the only reason that I had ever gotten any of that was because of all the surgeries and shit that I had. I had easy access to painkillers and shit, and I'd rather be completely numb or high off my ass than dealing with the physical or mental strain that I go through.
Yep.
But thankfully, I found other outlets now.
Go bad, rat pigs. This is all for me.
But let me fucking tell ya, I only ever, like, smoked it, like, one-hitters, bongs, shit like that.
I pretty much dabbled with all I can.
The only thing that I will never, ever, ever, and I mean fucking ever try is wax. Fuck that. No thank you.
No concentrates?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Not the vibe I will ever go for.
But that's usually the norm in this household, just because it's... We have e-rigs here. We have a normal e-rig and then a glass
oh,
rig.
it's such a tragedy.
I mean, I very rarely do anything anymore when it comes to that.
You need a head wrap
But if I am going to do it,
monkey face.
it's probably going to be off of a pen.
Yeah, that's usually what's like here. I got my Stizzy over there, my Nug Sauce over there, my Loom over there, and then my bong's just sitting right here.
His Benjamin.
Yes, the Benjamin. The fucking bong that was a birthday gift for me. This fucking monstrosity of a fucking piece of glassware. Good old 18-incher. Don't. I heard you, Tom. I heard you.
Now, usually I only ever did anything out of a one-hitter because that's what we had the most access to.
I mean, we had a few one-hitters around here. I still have, where is it? My White Rhino. Well, this is a blunt pipe, but I just put normal weed in it anyways because I like this thing. I had a cigarette-sized one, but I broke that. The only one here we had around here was my aunt's that was in the garage. My dad took that back because he doesn't want it to get broken because that's sentimental to him.
Yeah, fair.
And I mean aunt on my mom's side, not on his side. Because she gave that to him, I think, the night before she passed away. Yeah, it was. It was 2 days before she got killed. And then that ruined my mother's life.
Yeah, nowadays I can't even, like, when I say I rarely do anything that has to do with weed, I mean I rarely do anything, because after being around certain people for so long, now whenever I think of doing anything besides like maybe 1 to 4 hits, I will legit go into a mental breakdown and I just feel anxious when I'm high.
Oh, gee, that sucks.
Yeah, I blame certain people for it.
Yeah.
Because I used to feel great when I did it, because it was one of the safer options to what I was doing to my body.
Yeah, that's fair.
But people kind of suck ass. And now I choose, like, I don't do it often, but now I just choose to, like, drink alcohol for fun. If I notice that I'm using it to cope, then I'm like, okay, I need
Yeah,
a
I'm
break
trying
for
to
a
fall
good
back into
few,
that. I'd
few
rather
days.
not have another collection of random alcohol bottles next to my bed like I have right now.
That's why I stopped.
The crazy thing about, like, being this sentence usually pisses off people quite a bit. You never stop being an alcoholic, and you never will.
Yeah, no, you can't.
That's why
My mom
that's
still
why I
is
started.
one, sadly.
That's why I started my semi-sobriety challenge.
Yeah, like, you can be as dry as the fucking Sahara Desert. You're still always going to have those urges and those tendencies when in certain situations. They really don't ever 120% leave.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which is why, like, when I do drink, it's usually to have fun. If I notice that I'm using it to cope, then I take, like, maybe a week or so to collect my fucking thoughts and be like, okay, can I do this alone and not use it to cope? And if I don't think I can, that's why I have people on speed dial to be like, yo,
yeah,
if I go out, I may need to talk to you, or I may need you to come with me and fucking supervise so I don't overdo it.
I can confirm the you can't stop an alcoholic thing. My mom has been one since 2000.
Like, can you recover? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Well, let's...
Recover? You can recover, but recovery looks different for everybody.
I'd like to say she recovered, but she still doesn't to this day, even though it's costed her her marriage, it's costed her her job, it's costed her her license, and it's nearly killed a few people, and put her children in danger. And she still doesn't care.
That's another thing. People aren't going to quit for you. People are only going to quit for themselves, and if she doesn't want to quit, she's never going to quit.
It's gonna kill her. I've already told her that, but she doesn't care. She's set in her ways.
And I do kind of understand that mindset. I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Yeah,
if you're so far deep into something, like that, sometimes you really can't stop.
Ever since her sister passed away, she's been like that. She's never been the same.
She has to want to do it for herself. She's never going to want to do it for anybody else. And if she wants to stay in that way because she's afraid to accept the pain, it's a shitty thing and it's a scary thought, but...
It's part of the reason why the divorce was finalized, because my dad did everything he could for the 30 years they were married, and he just could not get that point across.
And that was the safest choice for him.
Except for she put him in major credit card debt. Like, I think it was over $20,000 because she just kept opening up credit in his name.
Ooh.
He paid it all off, though. That's good. He did pay it all off, but it took
I
him
mean,
like
really for
20
him, but
years.
You can't always fix people.
And unfortunately, my dad
me.
did not want to accept those type of words, but he had to learn the hard way, I guess.
Yeah, and even to this day, I'm still learning that you can't fix people who don't want to be fixed.
Yep.
Not in that specific way, but if people don't want to be helped, then they aren't going to accept the help. And it sucks major ass, but
I did all I could
that's
for
why
her.
you gotta find comfort in somebody else.
I did all I could for her, but I clearly can't get my point across, so Let it be.
To be honest, that's how my original one of the guys I rode with. That's how he ended up dead.
That's
He didn't drink, but he constantly used heroin, meth.
yeah,
So
that hits right at home too.
he to the point where he accused me of ratting.
Yeah, when you're under the influence of things like that, you want to blame everybody except for your fucking self. And some people realize that early, and some people realize it way too late. Some people don't realize it at all.
Yeah, that the don't realize it all is my mother. Because the reason she lost her license is because she has 2 DUIs on her record and she has a hit and run on her record now.
No, I guarantee that your mom understands it and realizes it, but
I
certain
don't
people
know,
are just kind of
honestly.
too far gone.
She nearly killed my great uncle in a hit and run, and to this day she still won't admit it or anything. Because she was under the influence
Not
of...
acknowledging,
Oh, I'm sorry.
not acknowledging and not understanding are two very different things.
Yes, they are.
Like, I have certain people in my family who are very clearly alcoholics and granted are still working through a lot of fucking trauma, but there's also a time where if someone or a lot of people are trying to help you and you refuse to acknowledge things, that is on you no matter how much you are suffering.
Yeah.
No, he actually
You gotta want to get better yourself.
yeah, this guy, we tried to throw him in, and he told us, he's like, I'll get better, which we finally forced him. I actually hogtied him in the back of a car, drove him to a rehab facility, and he said he was clean, but we all know with heroin addicts, it's told me you can't trust them. I mean, they'll steal from their own mother, which he did. To get his drug fix, his drug nicked, and he got it bad to the point where he kept telling me next time he was going to see me, he was going to shoot me.
Yeah, I've had that.
And I told him, I said, you in what army? And he flashed what appeared to be a 44 Magnum, but I could tell by the diameter of the barrel it wasn't a legit Magnum. But he always put these, we called them loyal checks. And I looked at the guy he was with and I said, the guy who is the quietest is the guy you should be afraid of. Not the loud, rambunctious one. And he ended up getting caught in Missouri on a I think it was a trying to think of it. What's the charge when you leave the state? You leave the state when you're out on bond.
Fuck, I don't know.
I do, just give me a second.
But that's what he got caught for. He wasn't supposed to leave the state lines.
It's not probation. That's wrong.
Parole violation of some sort.
Yeah, it's a parole violation, or violation of your bail agreement, essentially.
Yeah. And he got caught in Missouri. He actually got sentenced to the BOP, the FBOP, which is the Federal Bureau of Prisons. He was sentenced to, his original sentence was, I believe I heard from his sister, he was going to be serving like 10 years, 10 to 12 years behind the iron. Um, behind the iron is just behind bars. What we called it behind the iron. Uh, he did not end up making that 10 years because within the first three he was stabbed to death. He was stabbed in the yard so many times. The paramedic said he was dead before he hit the floor.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
But he pissed off a lot of fucking people.
I would imagine so.
But I heard through the grapevine is he pissed off a lot of hard motherfuckers.
And they just got their payback on him, pretty much, right?
And once they heard he was behind the bars, there was a green light somewhere, and I mean I felt bad for his mom and sisters, but because they did
That's
everything.
something I really wish people would understand is you are not that fucking tough, no matter how tough you think you are. If you do shit like that, you are never going to be safe again.
This I always I think, and this is a quote I live by. It's said by George Christie, who was who I want to call one of the original Hell's Angels.
Yeah.
The patch doesn't make the man makes the patch. The patch does not make the man. And ever since I heard that quote, that's when I immediately went, oh shit. So all the guys I ride with, and even the new guys, when they get the big head, I say that to them. Because I've told them, I said, I could easily remove that and you can never set foot in here again. And they usually smarten up and go, my bad. I'll cool off, I'll come back. It works every time.
From personal experience, everything I'm about to tell both of you does not leave this room. Do not question me, and if you would like to judge me, do it privately.
I'm not gonna do anything.
I ain't judging
Trust me,
shit.
you will.
No.
So, this is going to be a little bit of a long story. Well, long explanation.
Oh shit, it's 10 o'clock.
Indeed it is.
Fuck.
So, to put it shortly, I fell in love with this girl several years ago, and we still talk until this day, like, platonically. There was a lot of fucked up shit that had happened, and that's shit that I will get into another fucking day.
Yeah.
But, this girl, she's from Texas. A lot of the people that she knows, / knew, involved in a lot of gang activity. And let's just say I became the boss for everybody. If you hurt her, good luck. You smarted it off to me, good luck. We didn't have no patch. We didn't have nothing like that. We knew if I said certain words, get ready to say goodbye to a lot of fucking people. Whether that be socially or physically. If I found out you did certain things, if I found out you said certain things about me or certain people that I love, you are not going to make it within the group that we were in. I had people beg me not to kick them from essentially what we considered our tribe. Because they knew exactly what would happen after I did.
As someone kind of in that, what can I ask what it was?
Well, you got to be more specific than that.
As myself, you know, people were begging to get out. We're begging. So, and you said if you did something, they would immediately regret it. Can I ask what that action was?
There were a few instances of groping my woman,
Oh, jeez.
um, you know, killing people that she was related to that I had grown a close bond with. Uh, Telling me and her that we were disgusting faggots and that the things that we were doing, which was talking to each other,
When did
was
that become a fucking hate crime?
vile and unnatural. Bringing drugs around the children that were in her family.
Ooh.
Threatening my life because I was with her and they wanted her. Now, there were several levels of punishment for shit like that. Banishment was something that they would hope for, and yet begged to not have.
What were some of the others?
Let's just say a lot of people don't know where these people are anymore. And I have done absolutely nothing, but chances are you would get beaten half to fucking death and you would have to change your name. And that was usually for, sexually assaulting the woman I was with. Which, because I was never in the state, would happen quite a bit. I got a fucking Snapchat video call of people gang raping my woman.
It just fucking makes me. Oh, it fucking just me. Ooh.
It gets so much worse. Would you like to hear something incredibly detailed?
Just fucking feel. Ugh. Ugh.
So, me and this woman were together for quite a bit, and she did end up getting pregnant twice from the rape that she would endure because people wanted to try to send a message to me. Obviously, it didn't fucking get sent because they still ended up getting her real bad. Both of those children murdered. Those, even though they did not come from me, those were my fucking babies. And after it happened, got rubbed in my fucking face. The first time and the second time. The first time, my kid was poisoned. The second time, my kid was fucking stabbed in her own kitchen. She was 4. And all because her mom said no. Because I wasn't there to fucking protect anybody. My children are dead.
God, yeah.
After I had found out who fucking did it to both of them, I found out it was some of the same fucking people who were harassing my woman. And they were within the circle of people we thought we could trust. Some people, we don't know where they are anymore. Others, we know exactly where they are. If you catch my drift.
I think I do. I mean,
I've always been the quiet one. The one that you should be scared of. Because I don't have to raise my fucking fist for anything to happen. I don't have to fight. And while these people are not in gang activity anymore, because I told them to get their fucking shit together if they ever wanted to be around the woman that I still care about. I know for a fact that if I ever needed help with protecting myself, they would drop everything for me.
I just can't picture that. I mean, I've got guys who I ride with who are fathers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm leaving out a great big fucking detail because I don't want to make you throw up or be angry or cry.
I mean, even now, freaking Gus. If
They did shit to my kids before they murdered both of them. And sent audio clips and video to the mother. Sent fucking video clips and audio clips to my ex. And police did nothing. Police did nothing there because they didn't want to help a, and I quote, stupid hard R. And this was years ago, so nothing can ever be done.
I also sense, if it's gang related, I also sense the hint of corruption.
Yeah, a tad.
It goes back to the Capone days. Just stuff the cops' pockets full of cash and walk away.
Yeah, that's, finding shit like that was one of the reasons we had a lot of people fucking leave. We went from, and I wish I was fucking kidding, 60 to 7. And I met this girl when I was in 8th grade. Immediately fell in love with her. Like, it wasn't until the day that things went to